Alright guys, so the last skull mount I did was on a white-tailed deer. I'm going to do a equine skull this time, and I'm going to do a different method. I'm going to kind of see if we put it in a ant bed, see how well the ants will pull the flesh and extra tissue off. So stay tuned and we'll see how well this one turns out compared to the deer skull. Something like that. So I got off the bulk of the tissue. There's still some up in the inside of the mouth and up in the brain cavity. So I'm gonna soak it in some Dawn soap, a little OxyClean, and I'm gonna let that soak a couple days maybe, at least overnight, and see if that softens up the rest of that tissue so I can pressure wash it off. And then we'll be ready for the brightening process. Ooh, it stinks. Oh. I am going to go ahead with the whitening process on this skull. Just makes it look a little cleaner, brightens it up. What we're going to use is basically a high concentration hydrogen peroxide solution, which most commonly you use developer. They use to dye hair, bleach hair. Women use it a lot of times. We found this on discount. It's actually best to use about a 40% solution. This is a 20% solution of the developer itself, not necessarily just peroxide. But we're gonna put this on, apply it to the skull. Be sure to wear gloves when you do it. We're gonna apply it to all of the bony surfaces and let it set overnight. And then we're going to rinse that off. So use your gloves and just wipe this on, thin coat everywhere that is bony and you want it to be whiter. A little bit does go a long ways. This stuff typically, if you don't find it on clearance, can be kind of expensive. So if you're doing this on a skull, don't have to be a horse. You can do cow skulls, goat skulls, sheep skulls, deer skulls. You can do anything with bone to whiten it up. You can use the same stuff. I'm being very liberal with this because it's a lot of surface to cover, and this is a little bit weaker concentration of what you would normally use.